Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Books and Betches, not to be confused with Books and
Smetches.
I'm Kristen, and with me I have
Sharika.
Shmaria.
You've done that one at least 4 times.
It's getting old.
It's getting old. It's getting old.
Do we have to start a new opening? Is that what's going to happen here?
What
'Cause
season are we on?
5, 6.
We've been on 5 for a while.
I
I don't know what constituted as the beginning or the end of a season.
I mean, we did a whole reset. We have to be in a new season right now.
I don't know.
What? It's an ad. Fucking peacock.
Oh, you opened up the movie?
Yeah.
Guys, this is our movie. This is a book podcast. We swear, we spoil, we talk about sex. But this is our movie episode. As you know, we do 3 books in a movie. Right, Erica? 3 books in a movie?
3 books and a movie.
That was Erica's idea, and we're sticking with it. So this movie was voted by y'all. And let me tell you,
She's mad.
y'all fucking suck.
Big mad.
I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
I do say that.
And you know what? People messaged me and was like, I hate this movie, but I just want to hear Kristen talk about
Are
it.
you fucking kidding me?
Yes.
Like,
That's
that
like
was why
pure-
people voted for it.
That's like pure evil. I hope you all know that. That's rude, unnecessary, and you ruined my whole night. I'm just kidding. I got home late last night. I think I got home at like 10:45ish or something, and then we showered, and then by the time we started the movie it was midnight because I did not watch this movie until last second, per usual, but it's fresh on my mind. The last thing I needed before going to bed was just being miserable, but I made it through.
Did we say what the movie was?
No,
Oh, okay.
I don't even want to talk about it. So this week the movie is 50 Grades of Shay. 50 Grey's Anatomy.
50 Shades of Grey.
I have been calling it
50 seasons of Grey's Anatomy. Which
No
is,
joke.
I'm pretty sure we're on like 35.
no joke. I have said Grey's Anatomy 4 times when talking about this movie, and then
on purpose.
No, it became legit a thing.
Meaning like you didn't realize you were saying it, but you were saying
Yes,
it.
yeah, and then it got really bad, and I can't stop saying Grey's Anatomy, and then now it's 50 Grades of Shay. I accidentally said, so now it's all of those things. 50 Shades of Grey, which is a movie, a book to
A
movie.
book first.
Yes.
By E.L. James.
Did you say this was a Twilight fan fiction?
Yes.
In what
Sure
world?
is.
In what world?
In the world of E.L. James.
So she read Twilight, and she said,
Yeah.
what if I take the stupidest characters ever written in the entire world of fantasy?
And make them that much better.
You both read the book?
I read the book.
I've read it many moons ago.
Was it as bad as the movie?
I read it. It was worse than the movie.
How?
The writing is worse. So, okay. You have to do 6 seconds.
No.
We don't do that here now? We're not going to do it?
I don't want to do it. I could do it, but there's not much to it. Nothing happened
I
in
can
this
do it.
movie.
There's not much to it. I can do it.
All right,
Get
let me
back
do it.
into it.
I got this because nothing happened. Let's go.
All right.
All right, on this podcast, we do this thing where we attempt to explain an entire plot summary of a book or a movie in 60 seconds or less. This week, I'm doing Grey's Anatomy.
You did it again.
This week on Grey's Anatomy.
Guys, it like hurts my soul every time I say that. We're doing... Can you say the movie?
50
50 Shades of Grey. Why can't I do it? Why is that so hard for me?
This became a worldwide phenomenon. You should know the title.
It's like really messing me up. Okay, this week I'm doing 50 Shades of Grey.
Brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts.
Brought to you by Dunkin'
no,
Donuts.
it's not. They do not pay us.
Imagine if they
If
did.
you want to, though,
Dunkin'
email
Donuts
us.
should sponsor us. We eat so much of it.
You guys eat a lot of it.
Good old New England, baby. Represent. If you're from New England, you know it's all about the Dunkin'. Okay, here we go.
3, 2.
Anesthesia is something you use when you're in a surgery. But it's
Anesthesia. You fucking-
Can we start over? Start over.
No.
No, start over.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, Anastasia is this virgin who dresses just like a virgin. Imagine a virgin would, right? She's got the little flower dress on that covers her boobies, the whole 9. Are you kidding me? Did you see her first outfit?
No, continue.
It made me so mad that they dressed her.
Continue.
So she steps in for her roommate that she kisses on the head for some reason. So she steps in for her roommate to interview
seconds.
this amazing CEO guy who runs this company, who's a fucking real asshole and sucks. And she interviews
Can you
him.
imagine going on an interview
Right.
for somebody?
Right?
30 seconds.
And turns out he's really into BDSM. She falls in love with him, but he's real kinky and has a lot of trauma and past, and it loves BDSM. Big Dom. She's a sub, and
40
that's
seconds.
the whole fucking movie.
Okay.
Okay.
Does anything else happen? They fight occasionally. I don't know. What was the point of the movie? What's the whole
What
point?
was the plot?
It's a love story.
Oh, that's a love story? In what world was that a love story?
According to the internet.
If you rewatch the movie,
I am right now.
check out her outfit from the beginning.
I'm seeing it.
to
It's just
the
a
end.
flower top with a fucking like
completely covering her boobs, right?
A lot of people cover their boobs
No,
for
no,
a
no, no,
work
no, 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 no,
event.
no. After she has sex, all of a sudden titties out. They do the standard, you look different. You must have had sex, which never happens in real life, which
Yeah.
is the fucking craziest thing. No.
You don't look different. You
No.
might act a little different.
You do not look different anyway. Everybody says we walk through the door and they're like, oh, something happened last night because you look different. They always say that.
You're
like
glowing.
you look, yeah, that doesn't fucking happen in real life. Either way, she's a virgin.
Some people are much more pleasant when they have sex.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like your attitude can change, but she was exactly the same. There's nothing
She does
different.
look a little frumpy right now.
Thank you.
She does look a little frumpy.
No,
Come on.
I think you're coming at this real hard. She's just a nerd. That
She's-
doesn't mean she's a virgin.
But towards the end of the book, she
looks
doesn't
frumpy.
dress like that anymore.
She looks like a frump.
Skip to the end.
no, I like the movie.
Skip to the end and her tits
She
are
looks like
Oh,
a
can we talk about the beginning? Her falling.
Skip to the end, her tits are out.
True. Oh,
Let's-
this is an explicit episode, by the way, because it's
yeah.
BDSM,
yeah.
I guess.
If
the
you haven't
end,
guessed already.
The last scene, she's wearing a white button-up.
No.
Yes, she is, and leggings.
Oh, you skipped all the way to the end. That's
You
when
said go
no,
to
no,
the
no. Sorry,
end.
sorry. Go towards the middle when she's actually
So the
contributing.
middle.
The middle.
Sorry, when she's
When she's
contributing
doing the
to the BDSM.
I know when she's doing the contract, she's wearing the red dress because
Yeah,
she's trying to
not
entice
even
him.
that. Not even that. When they're just having casual sex, she's even wearing the top that her tits are out. Towards the end, she's going back into her shell, so it makes sense she would start dressing more reserved again.
So what you're saying is that the movie has a projection or a
Yes.
progression of the character.
yeah, but
like
a
it's
really
supposed to.
stupid one. Like, why does she have to have? I thought you hate the virgin trope. Back me up on this.
I do. I just do.
I
hate
just thought it was so
virgin
stupid
dress.
how she's the virgin and like
I know, but
she's
but what
gorgeous,
you,
but
what
she
you-
dresses
But
down.
what you said was she looks like a virgin, and I
does.
think that's not right to say because what does that entail?
Well, I meant like they dressed her as if she's not a sexual person.
Because she
She
wasn't.
looks-
She
I
was
know.
a virgin.
You're right. I'm just saying they did the standard like you're covered up more. How come? I'm saying
She
they.
looks like a frumpy.
That's what I'm saying. I think
Toad. She looks like a toad.
if anything, it's wrong for them to do that.
She looks like a wart.
Why can't we get more
I don't know,
like?
I feel like this is coming from the.
Why can't we get more presumptuous versions?
are-
She looks
we
like
hung
she looks
up.
like a toad with a
We
wart.
are hung up on the wrong thing. So how'd you feel about her like falling into the office?
But it's weird because Dakota Johnson is beautiful.
she's gorgeous.
There's no way that I don't know. So yes,
I have yet to seen her in something that I liked.
same. Sorry. Do you really like this movie?
No, this movie's just
Oh,
fun.
I thought you said you
It's
loved
like
this movie.
Twilight to me. Twilight because it is a Twilight fan fiction.
See, like I think this
It
is
to me is one of those movies
way
like
worse.
you just want to like laugh at.
It's just
I
so
laugh
bad.
at it.
It's so bad.
Yeah, that's the point.
Okay, she falls into
That's
the
the
office.
preface.
Oh, here. I don't think Jamie Dornan was the right person. For
I
this
agree. I agree. It should have been the guy from
I
4.
feel bullied.
I
role
know.
from
but-
4 from Divergent.
Yeah, from Divergent. Well, he's
I don't.
also.
I
in 4.
think everyone hated this choice when it came out.
Did
Everyone
they?
was mad about it.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't
when
following
this
with
when
that.
this came out, everyone was like, "Why the fuck is he
I
Christian
love him,
Grey?"
though.
If he had a beard, it would have been better.
If he
Jamie
didn't have
Dornan's
blonde
so hot.
hair, he would have been better.
Yeah,
He doesn't have blonde hair.
What?
He kind of does.
That's dirty. Like that's a brunette.
That's brown.
That's a brunette, my friend.
I can't believe you thought that was blonde. The fuck?
it's.
That's brown.
Yeah, you good?
You
I
okay?
guess it is.
you
but
colorblind?
he's light.
He's light. Yeah.
It's
I
just
would have liked the
brunette.
dark.
He's on the lighter end of. He has light features. How
Sure.
about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
for the. Okay, so
I was thinking tall, dark, and handsome.
can we actually start from the beginning when she's at her place?
I would love to.
So she goes.
Yeah, let's have some semblance of.
Her roommate is just her roommate,
Kate,
right?
yeah.
She's sick.
Who would go on an interview for their friend?
Who's sick? Who she shouldn't be going anyway because she could have caught whatever sickness it was.
This is before
Now,
COVID.
It's
now
COVID.
after
It's
COVID,
This is before COVID.
She had COVID.
after watching
She had
this,
COVID, and she was like, "I need you to go on this interview for me."
but why did she
spread
kiss
what
her
I
on the
have.
head?
She wanted COVID.
She kissed her on the head on the way out, and I said,
Who would
"Never
kiss-
in my life, Maria. We were roommates. Maria, we were roommates. What if I kissed you on the head before leaving the house? Would you have been like, well, that was a little
I'd
weird?
be like, wow, she gave me affection.
No, I'll come over there and kiss you on the head right now, and it would weird you out. I almost died.
Broke your foot.
My knee.
No, is it the surgery knee?
No, they're both surgery
No.
knees.
Okay, listen.
Okay.
You didn't do that right.
I kissed you on the head just
not
like she did.
Not like she did it. She did it lovingly. You did it like, ah.
Okay, next time I'll gently kiss you on the head. Either
Do
way,
you not like my head?
if I was leaving the house,
Her
and
bangs look so bad.
if I was leaving the house and I kissed you on the head, it would have been a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand
But
it. Not
she's
to
a
mention,
virgin. She's not kissing people. She's not giving kiss. Maybe if she was highly sexual and she was like
yeah,
very
it was weird.
affectionate in her touches, that would make sense. But like kissing people nilly willy just seems very
Millie Willy.
Out of character.
Okay, I feel you. I get
Also,
it.
her roommate is sick. Why would you
We
kiss
are-
her before
Why
you
would you
go?
kiss a sick person?
We are hung up on things that are
She
not in
has
the storyline.
She has COVID.
In the storyline.
Didn't even wear a mask to the interview. Upset about that.
It's before COVID. Okay.
So she shows up and interviews Christian Grey.
Yep.
Who
I hate this in books. I fucking hate this in books. When she's supposed to be like a junior copywriter or something like, or an assistant.
Yeah.
And he's like the CEO of the company.
Yeah.
Who's a billion. They would never do an interview. They would never even cross paths.
Well,
you know
they
how many
might.
times? You know how many times I've actually seen my CEO at my company by accident on the elevator? I think maybe twice in 5 years or 6 years.
I don't think it's super unrealistic that she had the
An
interview.
entry level position,
but
with a
she wasn't
CEO.
supposed to be the one doing the interview.
It was supposed to be Kate.
It was supposed to be Kate, her roommate.
Yeah,
She
but
went for
that
her.
wasn't. This is for an entry level position.
Either way.
No,
it was
this
for
is
a
not job. It's
magazine.
for a magazine. He's getting interviewed for the magazine.
Oh, and then she has the job later, and then
He offers
buys
it
that.
during the because he's just like, you would make a good intern during their interview. But she was interviewing for like a magazine. And then Kate threw in there, "Are you gay?" And she asked that to him and he was like, "What? No."
Also, how that doesn't make sense either.
No.
The whole like, are you gay? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I can't believe I asked that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
God forbid.
Can you imagine asking, "Are you gay?"
Yeah, it's weird. The whole thing was weird. So the interaction, he has no personality throughout this entire interview, right? He's just hot, right? Can we chalk that up to
That is his personality. He's
That's
a
all
kinky
he has
hot
to do.
man.
He's hot and mysterious. I don't know in what world anybody falls in love with this man. I'm sorry, but like there is
Christian
nothing.
Grey or the actor?
Christian Grey. There is nothing interesting about him. Nothing. Yeah, he's a little
tortured
dark,
boy.
but like
People like him because he's like the alpha hole, where he's like controlling and like is like
he doesn't
domineering
even-
and
you,
like
you don't
protective.
get that until later.
But let's also
yeah, you don't
let's
get that until the
also-
later movies.
Let's also bring up the fact that this was one of the first, in my experience, mainstream films that covered BDSM, albeit badly, but it's still one of the first times you see this type of relationship dynamic thrown out to the masses. Everyone knew about this book.
so here's my question: was it supposed to be hot?
yeah,
Yeah.
I was
it's
sad.
supposed to be an erotica.
I was so sad. She didn't want any of it, and she was crying in parts where she was
yeah.
getting whipped.
Oh yeah, no.
His
that
whole
part,
reason, no, his whole reason behind BDSM is that he was tortured and traumatized as a child.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
so
it's
like
a
to
really
me,
it's a really, really, really bad depiction of BDSM.
Everyone says that this is not
is
the
it?
way it is.
Okay, I didn't know if I was like,
This is not meant to show you the good kind. This is not it.
got it.
But even
But it's
okay,
not
so I read a lot of these type of books, or I
Mhm.
have read
Sure.
these type of books before. I got in the very beginning of my like reading journey, I read a lot of these.
Sure.
Like what's it called?
Crossfire.
The Crossfire series is not BDSM, but it is like this genre of like
Sure,
erotica,
sure,
right?
sure.
And I've read a couple of series like this, and they were not like this
Yeah.
whatsoever. Like they were not. There was not like trauma like that. There was not like
mhm.
they or it wasn't presented
Rooted
in that
in
same
trauma,
way.
yeah.
And like the people, the virgin trope is very common in BDSM, but or like those BDSM type books. But a
I didn't
lot
know
of the time, it's not like they're crying through it.
right.
Like
Right.
that doesn't happen. So
Like, she
that was
clearly
jarring
didn't
to
want
me.
it.
No.
That part of it was really jarring to me looking back at some of the books that I've read, because I've never seen one of them not like what's being happening, like what's happening.
On top of that, I know it was a mainstream movie, so they couldn't get too graphic, I don't think, without turning it into an X-rated movie, because it was an R-rated movie. But I felt like the sex was very vanilla. For a BDSM, it was very
All
light.
it was like
he
the
chained her
red
up.
room,
Or he
Like,
just tied
the
her up
illusion
occasionally.
of the
Yeah.
illusion of the red room was was the erotic part of
There
this,
was
right?
zero oral sex until about 20 minutes left.
Which, like, most of these books, they torture them with, like,
That's what I'm
oral
saying.
sex. Like,
He,
too
like,
many orgasms,
finally
right?
went down on her at the end, and it was like for maybe we got like a second of it and then cut it away, which fine, it's a movie, we've gone over that. But like, wouldn't there be indications of like, I don't know, like a little light whip or like a smack on the ass, a little feathering, like I'm pretty vanilla in my life, and like I've said, I've been smacked a lot harder than that. Like, come on.
Yeah, I think the sex scenes were
They were lame
great because
did see some
Well,
bush though. That was nice.
The point of it was because she was a virgin, he came at her be like, well, I can't just like
The
come
first
at you
scene
like this.
was fine. Like the first sex scene was fine, but once he got into the BDSM world, like
and how
even,
she never actually signed the contract, but they were still doing it.
yeah, the only things that
It
were
was so
like
weird.
like she was like anal fisting and vaginal fisting, I'm out on that. And I was like, that was the only time where we were like, okay, that's extreme, or like there's something there. The only BDSM we're getting in this is
but I
like,
can't imagine a virgin would know about vagina fisting.
that's true too. Like, come on.
Like, what kind of porn are you watching, Anastasia?
So I don't know. I just felt like it didn't feel super erotic to me in any way, shape, or form. And maybe the book is different, where it's a little bit more erotic and like.
I can't remember too.
But
well.
I also did read Creature Cafe and then watch this movie.
yeah,
So I think I needed to.
yeah,
I shouldn't have been.
you're desensitized.
I was so desensitized.
I just feel like even the sex scenes were not very, like, intense.
Not to
But
mention
again,
there
this
was a
is-
slow-mo whipping scene in this movie. He was whipping her, and they put it in slow-mo, and then
You
they
find
did
that?
a cross dissolve in between
I
the
remember
whipping.
the dissolves. Yes, they
Hold
were
on,
so
hold on,
fucking
hold on,
weird.
Where are they? Where
I'm
are
not gonna
they?
lie, I don't think I laughed that hard watching one of these movies. Like,
Is that the end, right? When she finally like, cries?
This
No, it was
series
before that.
gets so off the
Oh,
walls.
this one.
with the feathered whip.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, this one.
Like he was like flogging her. Kinda.
Also, BDSM and, like, if you're not aware, this is so
The
fucking
peacock
this
feather.
is silly. This is
so
silly.
funny.
There's
But again,
there's
this
aftercare. There is aftercare in BDSM,
Oh, there's none of
and
that
they
here.
never show even a hint
There-
of that.
No.
Again, I feel like we have to recognize that this was put in the eyes of people who have never seen this before.
Yeah.
So they're
No,
gonna
I agree.
think, "Oh my god, he
Jamie
tied her up."
Dorian did not do a good job.
I like him.
I know, but he looks awkward holding that way.
No,
Yes.
he looks very awkward. I also don't like the jeans. The jeans are weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, you could have got a porn star to do this better.
Yeah. I agree with that. It would have been more fun.
Wait, I gotta see.
They're watching the movie right now.
Also, now that I'm seeing it,
Like he's
now that I'm seeing
Yes,
it,
that's what I'm saying.
part of the slow mo. See, that wasn't shot in the right frame rate.
I know. And there's
That's
a lot
annoying.
of okay,
That's
so
annoying.
she's got great boobs.
she
has
does.
great
She has a
boobs.
great body in general, but
Like, why is he in jeans right
That's
now?
his thing. It's part of the book. Like his thing is like that. I don't know. I can't remember.
Oh, there's the.
There's the going down for 2 seconds and then it's
Yep,
over.
Yep. I just feel like we missed a lot of good stuff that could have been included.
So, what I hate about BDSM, it's always the blindfold. It's always a fucking blindfold.
Yeah.
That is like,
sensory thing, isn't it?
I feel so sick when I get blindfolded.
Yeah.
Like I
Oh.
feel like I'm like turning upside down.
I don't like
I
it
don't
either.
like it at all.
yeah, same.
Oh,
Because it
okay.
just like it doesn't deprave my senses. It makes me feel nauseous.
More
Yeah,
anxious?
I
Okay.
totally get that.
No,
Okay.
I don't care
Like
about that. I
nauseous,
just
yeah.
feel nauseous.
Dizzy.
I
totally agree with that.
Understood. Okay.
How
But-
come in all these BDSM things, like we always have safe words, of course, right? For
Yeah.
them, it was yellow if you're getting too close, red if it's like bad.
Yeah.
Every BDSM I've read or watched, I guess now, I've never heard a safe word used. I think it would be kind of
She
cool.
used it at the end of it, didn't she?
No, it would be cool to hear one just to get that. Like, does that ever happen? I don't know. Probably, I imagine.
I can't remember if she says it in the book or not.
She didn't say it in the movie. She said no at the end. He
Mhm.
comes to her and she goes no.
I think if I'm wrong,
And they literally end the movie with her being like Christian.
I've
Anastasia.
so can I tell you guys how I came across this, like how this came into my life?
Yeah.
Okay. So my first job
before
out of
it got like popular.
no, like when it was coming out, essentially.
Oh.
So my first internship out of college, I worked at a sort of like a TMZ kind of thing, and I used to do social media stuff like videos of topics and things. I used to make videos like Vampire Diaries and yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
And so the movie was in the process of coming out, or it was gonna come out soon. So my producer was like, "I need you to make a spot like that relates to 50 Shades of Grey."
Oh gosh.
Me don't know it. I was like, I guess I have to read 50 Shades of Grey. So I read it, And I was like, oh God, all right, this is something that you don't see in the movie. That's the most annoying part of the book, is that Anastasia has an inner monologue, and her inner monologue is fucking insane. Like, if you thought Bella was bad, this bitch is worse.
Really?
She calls her inner goddess. My inner goddess was all about this. My inner goddess said yes.
I would never read this book.
It was painful.
No.
So I had to read the books for that.
Yep.
Turns out I never got to make this fucking video. He was like, never mind, we'll do something else. I'm like,
oh, I'd be pissed.
way to waste my time. So then movie comes out. I thought it's going to be funny just to watch in theaters, just to laugh. Right?
Oh, yeah, you went to the theater.
I did the Movie Pass, I think, back then. We can't still have Movie Pass. So I think it was free. I think it was back by Movie Pass back then. It doesn't matter. I show up to this movie. 'Tis empty. There is no one there.
Nice.
But like 3 middle-aged women.
Oh, no.
And I get in line with them, and they're like, we're here to see it. She's great. And they were so excited.
Oh, no.
And it was the sweetest thing. So, like, you know me, I talk to people. So I start talking to them and discussing. They're like, I was like, have you read the book? She's like, no, I haven't read the books at all. I'm like, oh.
Did they know what they were getting into?
They knew.
Oh.
I mean, the trailers were out, so we knew.
Okay.
Everyone knew the phenomenon at the time.
Yeah.
But these women were like, they were ready. They were so excited. So I go in. The theater is empty. Empty. These women sit next to me.
No.
In my row.
That's
The
illegal.
Empty theater.
That's illegal.
They sit next to me as if I'm a friend now. I said, okay, fine. Let's do it. Let's watch this together.
Like, not even a space in between.
No.
What?
Next to me.
Shut up.
Next to me. 6 feet was not given.
I would shit myself.
So I go, okay.
I would have just moved. I would have moved.
That's too awkward.
I sat there first. I got in there first.
That's way too awkward.
So it's
I
like,
would've
I
moved.
can't get
I
up.
would've moved.
I would be with you.
And they were
Maria.
talking to me. Like, they were engaging in conversation with me about it. So
I
movie
don't
starts.
like to sit next to people.
Me neither.
Neither do I. Movie starts. Jamie Dornan comes in. Someone's like, oh, he's so handsome. Like, literally, like, commentary through the movie. End of the movie comes, right? I know what's going to happen. I know that Anastasia's going to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So we see the Anastasia, Christian, doors, right? The woman actually goes, audible gasp.
I would die if I heard
And I
that.
go, did you not? You didn't read the book? She goes, what's gonna happen? And I'm like, stay tuned and find out.
They actually cared?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I'm telling you. Like, I know it sounds stupid to us how this is. Like, it's
I get it. I know
ridiculous.
people like it.
But there was a certain demographic that came into this, felt liberated to be able to sit in a movie theater and watch that.
I feel you. And
Watch like a romance.
I totally trust me. I know maybe I sound like an asshole and I'm shitting on it and I'm really sorry. I just when I'm stepped outside and so removed from like that side of things and I'm just watching it as like this viewer who thinks it's so funny. And keep in mind, like, we are video editors, but like these are the things I'm like laughing at, like, you know, the wardrobe and then the way they edited these things. Like, it makes me laugh. And all I could think of the entire time watching the movie was how awkward it must have been filming it.
Yeah.
And I think about that a lot with sex scenes. And like, I know there's like measures that they take, whether it's like putting,
there's a certain department.
there's a new show that just came out recently. I forget the guy's name whose show it is. You might know it, but it's been trending all over Twitter, and there's a really intense sex scene in it.
I don't know.
And the actor was saying that they put like a rubber ball between them.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's so interesting. But when you watch it back, it does not look like
There's a TikToker that works in the field, and I saw her. They discuss all this stuff. I didn't know that there was actual like
guards.
Yeah,
there's
guards and
there's
stuff.
underwear that's seen.
Yeah.
And for work in one of the shows that I worked on, I got to see something before the VFX was done, and I saw in a sex scene, like the guy was wearing like
thong thing.
thing. But I was like, oh,
but when
they exist, they just remove them in post.
But when he's in the bathtub and he's like touching her boobs and stuff,
that's a thing.
That's so real. Like, I just would imagine as a dude, like, trying so hard not to get a boner throughout the entire thing.
There's no way that you don't.
It happened. That girl said that it happens for sure. You just have to like, they have to like talk about it and stuff, like, and you know, have
that's
boundaries.
why there's a big conversation around it. Make sure everyone's safe and comfortable.
But that's why so many people who like fuck in like at their movies like end up dating.
It's interesting. It is really fascinating.
That is why that why that happens.
And he's like licking her tits and stuff. I'd be like, this is uncomfortable for me.
Unless she liked it.
I bet she did.
I mean, if you have a hot co-star, like,
and he's hot.
Jamie Dornan is beautiful.
I don't think he's super
I don't think
sexy,
I would be.
but
I don't. Think
I
would
love
be,
him.
Yeah.
I don't think I would be uncomfortable if like the guy was hot.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, you're an actor, so you're putting yourself in that space.
I did laugh.
My character wants this.
I laughed when the mom came in, who I love that
I think I would be
actress.
scared to enjoy it too much.
That too, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
And like
Do you guys
Get
hear
get a
turned
about
on.
little
the
lost in
guy
it.
from
Yeah.
You, Penn Bagley?
That's who I
Oh,
thought this
yeah.
guy was.
No.
At the
no.
beginning, I was like, oh, it's a guy from You.
But he in the new season of You, he told him that he's not going to do sex scenes on screen.
Because he's married now.
But he was married in the beginning too. But I think the new contracts, he just decided like, I'm not doing it. I don't feel comfortable.
Interesting.
And I'm like,
Good for you.
good for him.
Yeah.
But also, it's your job.
I don't know.
his
if you-
wife definitely was like, I'm not gonna
Unless
let
something
this.
happened.
I would be rip shit if Mike was an actor.
I wouldn't
and he
date-
had to
I would
do-
not date an
no,
actor.
absolutely not.
I couldn't. I never know if they're acting with me.
Exactly.
Too many people.
And some of them are way too good at acting. It feels
Yeah.
very much.
So one of my biggest problems with this book or
Movie.
doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. She is supposed to be 21 years old
No.
and he is supposed to be 27.
What?
Okay.
I thought they were both 30.
They act. They don't look like that
No.
age.
Mm.
And
21?
two, the way that they're talking, get
Mhm.
the fuck out of here.
I just love that he flies
Get
her on a
the
helicopter.
fuck out of here.
He goes,
Most
I'm not
of the
one for
books-
romance. Flies her on a
Most of the
helicopter.
books that I've read with the BDSM trope, the guy is over 30.
Mm. I thought they were both 30.
Well over 30.
But also remember, he was groomed as a child.
yeah.
15. He was doing that with his mom's friend.
I'm just saying that it's like
Gross.
though he just comes across way more mature than he is, and like being a CEO at 27 is just like it's
Yeah.
all like one big eye roll for me.
I guess what I wish is that there wasn't that like trauma side of things.
Yeah.
And it was more about like, hey, BDSM is a thing and it's cool and whatever. Like kind of what you're saying, like it was nice to see it out in the open. I wish it was more centered around that than like
It
there's a
demonizes
reason
it.
they made it seem like it was fucked up.
Yeah, they demonized
I
it.
wish
Yeah.
I wish that if that is what happened to him, that it wasn't she gave him like BDSM.
Yeah.
I wish it was just like she fucked him too early.
Right.
Where
Or
like he
something.
was just a little bit fucked up in the sex department, and he gravitated towards BDSM as a way to like feel control.
It sounds
Or-
like
you know what
there's
I mean.
more.
Like
But considering
there was
also
way
his
more-
upbringing, where his mom was a crack addict and
Right,
like basically, you know, he was tortured as a child by the men who'd come into the home. Having to have control over things, especially if you were assaulted as a child, that makes sense to me in a way. But at the same time, the way it was done in this,
It just
It
it didn't
villainized
work.
it.
It
It
villainized
villainized
BDSM because it was like, well, she introduced me to this lifestyle,
Yeah.
and it was like, okay, well, do we?
and then he
need-
just being an apologist for like a pedophile. So
And then when he starts
Yeah.
like basically spanking her, but it felt gross.
It felt gross,
and she was
felt
crying. I was like, I don't like this. This is weird.
that's the worst scene.
Yeah, and then she says she loves him after that, and he's like, "You can't fall in love with me," and like did the whole like,
It was
yeah, I
very-
didn't. I don't know.
That's that Twilight sense, you know.
It was too much.
This is the skin of a killer, Bella.
Yeah. I guess I should
That
look at my
is
notes.
that is actually what it was.
We had our own Jacob and everything. It's honestly
Yeah.
like word for word. It's basically Twilight.
Okay, can I
Pound
just?
for pound, it is Twilight.
So Mike did the thing where he wrote his notes.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
I haven't read them yet, but I do kind of want to go through mine because I forget what I write.
Go for it.
But I was on a rampage. Let me tell you.
Oh boy.
Let's start from the top, shall we? We
Yeah,
already
let's do
discussed
it.
this. Why did she kiss her roommate on the head? Her eyes are really pretty. Dakota, very pretty eyes. Of course, they dress her like a virgin. Not the trip on the way in. So
It's the worst thing. It's so bad. Because what did you trip on? What did you trip on? It's alone. It's tile floor. There's no lip.
Why
there.
are you tripping?
Why are you tripping?
I said, what? I said, was that her sick roommate in the beginning? Oh my God, she could literally catch that cold. So
Again, like, this is
cringy.
before COVID.
I wrote so cringy. The dialogue is terrible. This guy sucks and isn't that hot. Not the foreshadowing of her mouth and the gray pencil. She's like, after she sees him, she's got the pencil that says gray on it. And
Oh,
they keep cutting
love.
to these close-ups of her lips and she bites
Because
her
he
lips
loves
a lot.
that in the book.
Oh, I fucking hated
It was
all
so
that.
uncomfortable on film.
Oh, this
Because
part
she
It
made-
was so.
Yeah. This part, she's in the hardware store where she works and he comes in. He's like, I need rope and I need all these things.
Serial killer.
So she starts taking the rope off the spool and he goes, I'm so impressed. And Mike goes, of her pulling the rope off the spool? I laughed
you
so
have to pull
hard.
it right to make it nice and like round.
Get the fuck out
It
of
reminds
here.
me of a film school doing the XLR cables. Like there's a certain way to do it.
Oh, and then
How many XLR cables have I fucking coiled?
Dude, I was telling everybody, no one touch them. I want to do it myself 'cause I'm so fast.
I can't.
I used to do them so fast.
I was so good at it.
I taught so many people how to do
Same.
it.
It was
too.
really
Over
fun.
under.
It was, yes, over
Yeah.
under. You learn that in film school if you go to film school.
I did.
So they went on barely one date. It was their first date, and they had the most dramatic bye of all time. She was like
Almost
crying
hit
and
by a bike.
that killed me, Maria.
I
Killed
get
me.
secondhand embarrassment very easily.
Yeah.
So when he saves her from getting hit by the random cyclist, right?
Yeah.
And she just like closes her eyes for him to kiss her, he's just like, okay, bye.
That was so weird.
I'm like, no one does that.
Why does she have a flip phone? I didn't understand. Was there a reason for that? Did they point that out?
No.
I thought maybe this was like an old movie.
But I like that she had a flip phone.
Okay. Why is he so concerned that she's drunk? That was answered later on, so that's
Yeah,
fine.
thing.
Poor Jose. Felt bad for him.
Nah, fuck that guy.
He says, I'm not a romantic, and then he flies her in a helicopter. This part that everybody talks about, I don't make love, I fuck hard,
Yeah.
was so cringy.
Yeah.
Even Mike was like, he did a little shake.
That's a like you feel it on like the back of your neck.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
If somebody,
Also, it's the way it's delivered too. Like,
yeah,
it's just
yeah,
Jamie Dorian, like
it's hiding the
he's
Irish
so
accent.
unhot. He's so unhot in this movie.
He's hot in Once Upon a Time.
So
he's hot once upon a
unhot.
time. Also, I love him. I didn't finish the show, but I watched him in a show called The Fall. Him with Gillian Anderson, and he's like a serial killer in that. I
Yeah.
think he does great at that.
He needs his accent. Like I can't.
He was Irish, yeah.
Yeah. If someone ever asked me to sign an NDA for a relationship, I would run. If anybody asked you to sign an NDA to be in a relationship, don't do it.
Oh yeah, he really needs a beard.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
looks so
he looks
cute
so
there.
good with the beard. Why can't we see dick? I never understand why we're able to see tits and ass and everything, but we can never see a little dick. For
I get
radar.
mad that we only see women's parts. We never see men's. Unless, I mean, HBO sometimes just shows a straight up dick, like nothing.
You might hate this one, but I really felt this at one point. He
Okay.
looked at the camera, he said something, and he reminded me of a young Dennis Quaid, like from Parent Trap to a T. And Dennis Quaid was
I
hot.
like Dennis
Dennis
Quaid.
Quaid
Yeah.
is hot.
So
yeah.
okay, so maybe you
I
won't
had
hate
a
that.
a
Okay.
crush on
Okay,
Dennis
cool,
Quaid in
cool. There
Parent
are
Trap.
moments where,
Hello.
like, I feel like Dennis Quaid would play his dad really well. I hate the whole you look different after people have sex for the first time. You absolutely do not. We already talked about that. This contract is so
I was into him.
bonkers. They make it seem so intense for the mildest sex ever. Zero oral sex. Oh, it came late. And then I said, this isn't hot. It's sad. Okay. And now let's go over to Michael's notes because I am
How did you like the
curious.
whole Cullen family in there?
What?
Like his family is basically the Cullen family.
Oh my God. So his mom, I love that actress. I love how she said something
That's
about
Esme.
She goes, "You're henchman," and I thought of Once Upon a Time because he is
Huntsman.
a huntsman. All right. Oh my God, his first note. Impressed that Anastasia can pull Rolf off of spool. What the fuck? If you were mine, you wouldn't be able to sit for a week. LOL. Who says that?
Dude, the whole spanking thing, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. If a man tried to spank me like that as a punishment,
I don't. No.
bitch getting punched in
Not
the
as a
throat.
Wait, I
punishment,
gotta
but if
s-
it's
I'm-
during sex, it's fine.
I don't. No. The way he did it. The way he did it of like, you're in trouble now.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's fucking weird.
It felt gross.
Pedophile-y.
It felt gross when he laid her over his lap. But if you're into that, that's cool. I'm not kink shaming. Do your thing.
You kind of are.
I know. I'll see you tonight, laters, baby. Why did he keep saying laters,
Because
baby?
his brother said it to Kate in the beginning, and they make a joke out of it.
Oh, I think we both missed that.
Yeah, you guys are probably just yelling at the TV.
She signs the NDA now, or he said that I don't make love, I fuck hard. Which car is yours? All of them. He just wrote that in the quotes. I don't know why. Every line in this movie is so ridiculously predictable. He did say a couple lines before they were said. Okay. Every line in this movie is predictable, blah, blah, blah. Who has a business meeting in the dark? I agree with that. That was the weirdest scene
The
ever.
lighting was nice.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
I
though.
liked it because I like cozy lighting.
Oh my God, Christian, that's a car. He's writing
Oh
quotes.
yeah, because he gave her a fucking car. If someone sold my car without my consent just to buy me a new one, I'd get so mad.
When he said,
I mean, so many of these moments just don't happen in other books.
No.
They just don't.
when
It's weird.
when Christian said, my playroom is just behind this wall, Mike goes, oh, his Xbox. I laughed so hard at that. So apparently poor editing is a choice. Mike was so frustrated that there was a montage of their little like sexcapades at one point, and it was like her getting whipped and then going to this and then going to that.
scene we just watched.
Yeah, the
But
crossfade scene.
not that one. It was before that where they were doing it
Oh,
for
the other
first
one
time.
with the big thingy.
And it happens out of order, right?
Oh yeah,
hated
it drove
that.
me crazy.
I was like, this is just how editing works. It's just a montage.
She's telling you there's a lot of time
and I
passing
couldn't.
by.
And I said it's how to show time. He goes, but it was out of order. And I was like, it's an editing choice. I couldn't explain it to him.
It drove me crazy.
It drove you crazy too?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe he'll feel more validated then, because he's losing his mind over that. Even this morning he brought it up. I'm like, you have not let that go.
I think it depends on like
It works sometimes, but
Yeah.
it didn't work in this. There was no reason for it to be out of order.
yeah.
but
You know
maybe
what I
it's just
mean? Usually, like-
overwhelming. You can't remember what was first.
I guess. He says this guy shows her nothing, then expects her not to care. Facts. The fact that he just shows up places is fucked up. Imagine someone always just showing up where you are.
Stalker.
Pooping in a random ass gas station bathroom. Gray will be there. The slow-mo whipping, LOL. Whips her 6 times and he sweats more than I do after an hour on the Peloton.
Dude, true, right? He got, I don't know.
That's
about
not
that.
true. He sweats disgusting amount after the Peloton. And then this is his
Just
last note.
out him.
The ending. I'm speechless. What was it? The movie was more depressing than anything. What a terribly heartbreaking past that's led up to him to be so fucked up. So that's his take on the movie. I agree. We had a lot of cross notes.
I think the overarching thing that happens a lot in these things is that whole like she can change him,
Right.
and that's
Yeah.
what
But
it
she
comes
will,
down
I'm assuming,
to.
right?
He changes for her in a way, yeah.
What's
I
the
mean,
ending?
they still have like a very much like
It gets
controlling
more
relationship.
crazy in book 2.
It
What-
gets like
why?
life-threatening danger crazy.
Yeah.
What?
Do you want to watch movie 2 or are we done here? Can I just tell you the
I
rest
think
of
I'm
them?
done here. Is
Yeah?
that okay.
All right. So movie 2,
Mhm.
they are they're practically together, but then someone comes back from his past life, and another sub of his, who she wanted more, but he obviously couldn't give her more. But this girl, she's mad that Anastasia gets to have more, and so she sort of
Threatens to kill her?
threatens Anastasia at one point with a gun. But he comes
Oh
in
my
and he's just
God.
like makes her kneel and yada yada yada, and she enters into like the subspace again
The,
for him.
the other woman?
The chick, yeah. So that's how that happens. And then
Does he fuck her?
No.
Oh, okay.
But he used to be a partner of his.
Got it.
So that's their little issue in book 2. Is the producer guy or the publicist guy in book 2 also?
Yeah.
So there's her new boss. She enters like a
He's like a bad
publishing
guy.
house. He makes a move on her, and she says no. And you know how they make him seem like extra, like, oh, you get to fuck the boss, but you can't like you can't fuck me, you know. So he comes after her. Christian goes ahead and buys the company. Makes her a boss of the company now because this guy got fired, yada yada.
God, she would die without Christian.
Movie 3. What's movie 3?
Do they
Does
fall
he
in
come
love?
back in movie 3?
His helicopter crashes.
No,
That's in the first one.
No,
Is
it's
it?
not.
No?
He doesn't crash his helicopter.
How many movies are there? 3
3.
or 4?
He crashes his helicopter?
That's
then
book
the
2.
last-
What the
But
fuck?
that was
Oh,
random.
the last ones are right at the end. He crashes his
whole
helicopter.
thing
and
is
she
random.
Doesn't know if he's
He doesn't know if he's alive or
not.
dead.
All of this is random.
Basically, that
It
guy
doesn't make any sense.
that the guy that came after her at first, they tried to make a move
Yeah.
on her. He comes back pissed off about Christian, kidnaps Christian's sister, makes Anastasia come with like $10 million to
This
pay
is
him
so
off,
ridiculous.
and that's how it ends. Sort of. Oh, and she's pregnant at the end.
Is he different in the end? Are they together in the
Yeah,
end?
they get married.
They get married.
Twilight.
So he can get
It's
married.
Twilight.
I don't see any connection to Twilight whatsoever, but I don't.
I guess
Explain
you don't
it.
really understand fanfic.
BDSM. That's right. She doesn't understand.
I really don't. Because you could just say that about any.
Yeah.
No, but
I can
this
make
is-
any
this
story
is-
and just
I
tell
don't
you.
get
This
it's-
is
fanfic
essentially
either.
Oh,
this is
okay.
essentially the same story, but he's not a
How?
vampire. He's a tormented person. He hurts people.
It could be
BDSM,
anybody.
It could be a vampire, whatever thing, right?
Could be anybody.
Could be anybody, but in this case, it's Edward, right? Look at Edward's life. Adoptive siblings, the parents, the sister and the brother,
I'm trying really hard.
Emmett,
Yep.
Jasper, Alice,
Got it.
the whole thing there.
Okay.
She's Bella.
Okay.
She's the most Bella you'll find. No personality,
Right.
virgin,
Mhm.
loves him no matter what.
Okay.
Okay. Then we have the bad guys with the Volturian shit. You have the little publicist dude that he comes after, and then she gets pregnant at the end.
Okay. Interesting.
It's a fanfic.
So
No, I believe you.
I
I'm
think
seeing it
I,
more now.
I have a theory now.
Do
I
it.
think people say things are fanfics just to like get the notoriety of it.
I
Do you think she
agree.
used this as an author saying it's a fanfic
Yes.
of it?
I
just to
think
get the
she got the
views?
maybe
Yeah.
she could have gotten the idea for where she was just like, oh, in her mind, like I love this.
Because I just like sometimes these fanfics, like the characters aren't like each other.
Okay.
Which
You know what I
we've
mean? Like,
decided
yeah,
they
she
don't
took
have
like
to.
she took the virgin trope nothing of Bella with Anastasia, but like that could be so many fucking characters.
I know.
Could, but I do think she used a lot of things.
Though I do think it can
From
influence it. I just don't understand. I guess I just
I
don't
just think
understand
you say
fanfiction.
that you say that, and it's just like you
Yeah.
automatically are getting attention because
The
of
one
that.
where I would
Yeah.
say that it doesn't make sense to me is the After series and how it's a fan fiction of One Direction.
That makes no sense. None.
That one was weird
whatsoever.
to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could see
but
this more than I can
I'm
see
saying
that one.
like I'm saying fanfics in general.
I agree.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do a whole episode on fan fiction.
Maybe.
I would like rather die.
DM us your favorite fan fictions. Just head on over to Books and
Wait.
Betches. What?
Wait.
What?
Actually, send us
Manacles?
No. Send us your top Wattpad novel.
Yes,
Your
that could be so
favorite
fun.
one.
That could be so fun.
And if they're also, please make them
do
be
not
short.
say after.
Do not say after.
We already did it.
Please make them be short.
None of them are short.
I know.
Some of them might be.
But if you know ones that are short that we can get through,
None of them are short.
send us
Really?
your favorites and we can probably do an
No,
episode on
because they
Wattpad
just
novels.
that would be
writing.
fun. I think that would be fun. Let's do that. Okay. Just Instagram or DM us on Instagram. That's books_n_betches BETCHES. Click the link tree. You'll see our YouTube, our Patreon, all those things. Get in the now. Get in the know. I don't know what that saying is. We love you all. Please don't make me ever do something like this again. Which I know we will, and it'll be great, and I'll be miserable, and everybody will hate me for it. I love you all. Have a really great day,
You're spiraling.
and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.